When is someone ready for love? When is someone ready for love? When is someone ready for love? Well, today we're going to explore that. And let me tell you where I got the idea of this particular subject today. And that is, over the years, I've heard a variation of something along the following. And it goes something like this. Men chase sex to find love, and women chase love to have sex. Something like that. So made me think about this idea of chasing. What's all behind this idea of chasing? So our topic today is why when men stop chasing, they're ready for love. That's what I'm titling this, but we're going to go a little bit deeper on that. And let's think about the chase itself. Like, let's think deeply what it is they're chasing. And so if we take this idea that men chase sex to find love, well, they're chasing sex. They're chasing sex. Their motivation is to have sex. And certainly when a man is in his 20s or 30s or even 40s, he's highly motivated because our testosterone levels are through the roof. So when a man comes on strong, he's really interested in you and such, and he's like, God, you're like no other woman I've met before. You know, I've never felt this way before. I could see myself getting married. All that rhetoric that a lot of men say, you have to ask yourself, what is that person's motivation? Is it just to get laid? Which many times that is the case. And so as a woman, you know, there's a saying, you know, men are the gas, women are the brakes. Okay. And I want to encourage those in my female audience is to really be cognizant of the fact that if a man is coming on strong, ask yourself, what's his motivation? What's his real motivation? Because when a man stops chasing sex, he's actually evaluating you and considering you from a whole different perspective. He isn't driven by the I want to get laid. He's driven by I want to get to know you. I want to get to know you as a person. And so his pace is different, his communication is different, and maybe he's not, you know, putting in all this effort that you might expect, you know, the traditional expectation, because he's wanting you to meet him at the 50-yard line of effort. When a man isn't chasing sex, he wants you to meet him at the 50-yard line of effort. I guess this would be the 50-yard line. You get my point. Of effort, meaning if he puts in effort, he wants you to put in effort. If you put in effort, he will meet your effort. The energy exchange is symbiotic. It's more like a seesaw. And with many women, there's an expectation that men do all the pursuing, they do all the chasing, because that's how they feel valued. They feel valued when a man chases, when he puts this effort. And they're kind of holding back as to whether or not they will give effort. Let me tell you, when a man stops chasing sex, if he doesn't feel that effort is mutual, he's most likely going to go the other way, this way. Because when a woman stops needing, they're ready for love. When a woman stops needing, they are ready for love. So the difference is when a man stops chasing, especially chasing sex, he's ready for love. And a woman, when she stops needing, she's ready for love. And quite frankly, it's both a need. The need for sex or the need for feeling validated. That's the real issue. And when people are coming from a place of need, they're not ready to be truly, fully committed to be in a relationship. Now, I know this sounds like a generalization, and I'm kind of making this out bigger than it is. So just take this for a grain of salt, or take this within a grain of salt. You get my gist. Because ultimately, when a person has a healthy self-esteem, self-worth, self-confidence, there's no need to chase anyone. People are going to naturally come to them. And when a person comes from a place of self-worth, self-esteem, and self-confidence, they don't need a relationship to make them happy, and that person is naturally going to come to them. I see the biggest challenge with dating, mating, relating today is the individual self-love cup is so empty. In many cases, it's so dry. And so they're needing sex to make themselves feel good. And so they chase sex, hoping for love. Or in the case of, and I'm generalizing this with women, they're needing a relationship, they're needing validation for them to maybe give love, but even that love is one-sided. It's not coming from a healthy place. So when we stop chasing and stop needing, we're ready for love. And I'd like you to really contemplate that for a bit and look at your own life. Sadly, I work with so many women that are coming from a place of desperation, and even worse, a space of scarcity, as if the one guy that they're holding out to, they've got to hold out for years and years and years for this one guy, so he'll turn it around. That's coming from a needy place. And for the men that are listening to this, listen, I want you to take that sex off the table and really evaluate a woman from the perspective of, can she really become your best friend? Because if you really want to fall in love with someone, then help make this happen, the friendship. Start thinking of it in completely different terms. Start looking at friendship as your pathway to love and a healthy, happy relationship. Look, I think you all get the gist of where I'm going with this. And for those who are fooled by men who chase as if that's going to be the ones that are going to go the distance, it rarely ever really does. And yes, there's the occasional few. I guess there's an expression that says a broken clock is right twice a day. Yes, 2 out of 24 men might go the distance and 22 may not. I'm picking hours. Anyways, you get that point. All right, I'd like to create a conversation of what we just talked about today. Please write something below if you have something to say. If you think I'm off my rocker and you want to smack me up outside the head, write it down. If you liked what I had to share, please let me know. And if you'd like to talk to me on a regular basis, then you might want to consider joining my Midlife Love Mastery group. You simply go to my website. We've got a sales page there to tell you all about it, but you have access to me on a regular basis through a Facebook page where I shoot videos 5 days a week, and I interact with those in the group. And if you'd like to go deeper, then reach out to me privately. Let's talk on the phone. Let's see if I can actually help you achieve what you really want. I pause there for a second. I think what you want is deeper self-love for yourself. I know I'm being presumptuous here, but I'd like to encourage that for you, is that deeper sense of knowing and that deeper sense of love. And I can help you on that path as well. All right. As always, I send everyone off with a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug, if I have your consent. Wishing you a super duper wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye now.